So it is Sunday afternoon, and I have been spending the majority of this weekend just doing little small things to each of the cars. Now, if some of you guys remember, whenever we took this thing for the 0 to 60 test, it really wasn't all that quicker than the FRS over there. Again, for those of you that don't know, that's naturally aspirated. And we were getting a check engine light on the car that said that it was a misfire in cylinder 1. Being me, as soon as I saw that, I assumed the worst and thought that we were down one cylinder. So I pulled the spark plugs, did a compression check, and fortunately we were like 155 PSI across all cylinders. So that wasn't the issue. So I did a little bit more research and found out that a common issue on the FRSs and BRZs are the coil packs. So I ran over to the dealership, picked up another coil pack, and sure enough, that fixed the issue. And while I already had the spark plugs out, I changed those out too, because this car was definitely due for a spark plug change. But of course, doing spark plugs on a Subaru requires someone with pretty small hands. And by the look of this, no, I do not have small hands. But she's all fixed and ready for my dad to drift. And as far as the S13 is concerned, I went ahead, took off the front bumper, because I have these Street Faction front and rear bash bars to install. Now, I had ordered these bars about a month ago in hopes that I'd get them installed for Grid Life. And sure enough, while I was at Grid Life, they shipped. Now, I know what you're thinking. I mean, I already have a bumper bar. Why do I need, you know, something like this? And the main reason for that is because of this jack point that is on each of the bars. And having this jack point will be super helpful, so I don't have to crawl underneath the car, set the jack up underneath it, and then raise it. I really didn't have any idea how this front bumper came off, but sure enough, it was just a bunch of 10mm nuts on each side and then 2 on top, and it popped right off. And because of the weight of this bar and that bar, I really think it's a job for 2 people. So let's go get Drift Dad. Oh, Drift Dad, where are you?
You made me get killed. You made me get killed.
Why aren't you out there helping me? Too busy playing Halo?
Who put me on the Halo? Are you gonna start crying?
No.
Huh?
No.
I got a story for y'all. Whenever we got the first Xbox, we got Halo, and I just got it so Alan could, play and all that. And how old were you? 10?
I was
8 to 10?
4th grade, probably.
And so I start playing Halo, and I'm really getting into it. So I beat them all. I beat on normal, heroic, and legendary. And I was really into it. One day, Alan comes in. It's like a Saturday afternoon. He comes into the room here, and he's looking at me. He got tears in his eyes. Daddy, you don't play with me anymore. Ever since we got that Xbox from Halo. So are you going to cry?
No, I just need your help. I can't do this. I can't do these bumpers by myself.
Well, let's go do it.
I swear, my dad always having to tell stories about me.
Oh, I haven't even started to tell stories.
So first things first, I believe to get the OEM bumper off, it's just these bolts right here. I don't know if they're bolts or just nuts, but we'll see. And guess who's gonna do all the work? You are, because I did everything on your BRZ this weekend.
I've been busy killing the Covenant.
I guess I can't blame you. Halo is pretty fun.
Yeah, I think I've probably been through 1, 2, and 3 probably at least 6 times.
Oh, yeah. You have no life.
No life.
14mm, I believe that's what it is. Here you go.
My hands are in my pocket. They're busy.
Busy doing what? Get to work.
If you talk enough sense, then you lose your mind.
All right, all of the nuts and bolts are removed. Drift Dad, use your muscles and remove this bash bar. Oh, wow. Easy.
It's about 250 pounds, but I'm pretty strong.
Might even be worth to keep in case I, unfortunately run into a
wall? Oh, you would never do that.
All right, fast forward a little bit. I cut the camera just because we were having a little bit of fitment issue. Since this car is a tubed front, this bar had kind of protruded out this bolt right here, so it was really hard to get everything to line up. But my dad had the great idea to just sledgehammer it on there.
Not only for chopping wood, but it can also put bash bars on cars. You call it a bash bar because you bash them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bash it with this.
So to protect the paint, all my dad has to do is just hammer this side in.
Bash it.
bash it in, excuse me. A couple more times and it should sit flush and we should be good to go.
Ready?
Do your worst, Drift Dad. Doesn't look like that's going.
No.
The front of this plate is brushing up against that tube front ever so slightly. I don't know if it's gonna go on. Okay, after a little bit of angle grinding and some help from my boy Victor, we were able to fit the bash bar on, and now we're just threading on the nuts and bolts, and she should be good to go. And it is what time is it, Vic? Probably 6:06, I believe. High tide today was at 6:30. So what that means, Victor and I, we're gonna go to the beach to do some skimboarding, and of course my dad is gonna get back to playing his Halo.
I'm gonna kill some cubs.
Don't worry, I'll put the bumper back on. I know I'm gonna have to trim some pieces on it, which is okay, but I just wanna spend the rest of the night going to the beach. So for those of you that have been following me for a while, you will know that skimboarding is my second favorite thing to do outside of drifting. Am I any good? No, but I just like coming out here and having fun. And especially watching this kid fall. Get your toy, Nacho, come on. Get your toy. You gotta hurry. You need some help, buddy. You need some help. Let's get it. You're not even giving me a chance to help you. There we go, buddy. So it is the next day. I know I didn't film much of me skimboarding with Victor. That's primarily because first off, we're not that good, and I was really low on battery life, so I didn't really feel like wasting it. But we are back, and we are just trying to figure out how much of this bottom lip we're gonna have to cut off to fit the bash bar. So I went ahead and made this rough outline of that bar over there just to see how much we need to cut off. Always remember to, I guess what, measure once. No, measure, measure twice.
Measure once, cut twice.
Yeah, no, measure twice, cut once. But I didn't really do much measuring in the first place. This is just a little rough sketch. So hopefully this will be enough. Everything else on the bumper fits, except this top bar that is kind of recessed up underneath this cowl right here. And the top of the bash bar hits this half of the plate. So we're gonna go ahead and trim that off. I was telling Drift Dad that we could just use zip ties to hold up this weather stripping right here, but he doesn't think that's a good idea for some odd reason.
Zip tie, just don't zip.
We use zip ties on the bumpers.
Just don't zip tie stuff.
So sure enough, Drift Dad should have just listened to me from the get-go.
You and your zip ties.
They're a drifter's favorite tool.
Okay.
But yeah, we just couldn't get it to fit. The top of the bash bar would just hit all the way across this length here, and it would be a really annoying cut that Drift Dad would have to do.
Well,
so I'm sparing you.
I can do it.
Oh, you can do anything, huh? All right, bumper is on. I am running into a little bit of fitment issue up here, mainly because I didn't really account for the trimming that I would need to do right up underneath here on both sides. So that's something I'm going to need to do. On each side of the fender, good. Could be better, worse. Gonna have to fix that as well. Good thing I have Josh and Victor here for their help since Drift Dad abandoned me.
I did so much.
You know what?
All that work.
You did everything.
You're just eating pizza. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm hungry. After all the work, I'm sweating.
You in here playing some more Halo?
What?
You having fun at least?
Huh?
You having fun at least?
I gotta kill these guys.
Well, I'll have you know, we're kind of still running into some fitment issues. But do I care? No. So the beach is calling my name. I need to get some more skimboarding in my system before I head back to Orlando. So this is where the video is going to end. I want to say big thank you to Street Faction for making such an awesome quality bar. I'll put a link down in the description to their website, so be sure to check that out. They make a lot of cool products for S chassis, FRSs, you name it, they got it. And also make sure to stay tuned for the install of the rear bash bar because that will be happening this week. So enough of me talking. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you next time. Peace.